Okay, bye, everybody.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, it's After Drill.
Yeah,
Beef.
true.
As always, brought to you by our friends at the UPS store.
Oh, yeah, located at Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, 830 A1A North in Tournament Plaza. Locally owned and operated by our friends, the Duncans, serving the community for the last 25 years with all of your printing needs, whether it be business cards, yard signs, planners, brochures, you name it. They got you over there at the UPS store in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. You can reach them at 904-285-2345. That's 904-285-2345.
So, according to reports, the Jets have called up the Jaguars. They're interested in Dante Fowler, reportedly. So let the rumor mill swirl.
Here we go.
Here comes the rumors. Obviously, with the national conversation in the last couple days being the Jaguars and the quarterback situation, and I believe it was Will Brinson who put the Jaguars at the top of his list of teams that could use Teddy Bridgewater.
The bottom line is anybody who's super connected to the situation knows the Jags aren't even interested in Teddy Bridgewater. So,
but I mean,
still,
it's not going to stop fan speculation. It's not going to stop the rumor mill. And the rumor mill will be that if the Jets want Dante Fowler, and if the Jags want to rid themselves of Dante Fowler, what is the return price from the Jets? I would suspect that if there was a deal to be done, it would be for some type of draft selection.
Who do you even want? Who would you even want off the Jets?
I don't. Yeah.
I mean,
Leonard.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Can we do Dante for Leonard? Straight up.
What's up? You guys want to do that?
You want to do that? We'll take Big Leonard.
Yeah.
We'll do Big Leonard for Dante right now.
But I just don't think the return would be anything worth the Jaguars' while. I mean, I don't see it happening.
Well, no, that's why I think if it was going to be for anything, it'd be a draft pick. It'd be like a 6th or 7th round draft.
And I also I don't see the Jaguars really being open to moving Dante with their lack of depth there.
I don't either, and that's the big question. Just because the Jets have called reportedly and expressed interest in Dante Fowler, the
Jags could have answered him and like, no,
we're good, dog. He served his week. Yeah, because I mean Dante Fowler. Say what you will. Yes, the guy's a knucklehead. Yes, he causes some problems. But he's a guy who had 8 sacks last year, and he had 2 sacks in the AFC title game. He's a guy who contributes, and he's a big part of the rotation on that defensive line. You're in your Super Bowl window. You don't just, look at the model of great defenses that have won titles. They come at you in waves of pass rushers.
Sure.
You don't send pass rushers away. You bring more in. There's no such thing as too much pass rush. So you don't just get rid of a guy like Dante Fowler unless he is just a cancerous influence in your locker room.
Next thing you know, we're going to get a cryptic tweet from Fowler and all crap is going to hit the fan.
It's you could have said it, Drew. You could have said it. It's Facebook. No one cares.
Censored.
Do it on Twitter. They'll let you say anything on Twitter. It's fine, man. Nobody will block you on Twitter. I understand from a Jets perspective, they need the help. I understand why they would reach out to the Jags, why they would say, hey,
are you guys dumb enough to take Teddy Bridgewater?
If you guys are willing
Fowler
to part with Dante Fowler, we would like him. But if I'm the Jaguars, I'm still banking on getting a solid season out of a motivated Dante Fowler in his walk year than anything I can get as compensation in a trade, because they're not trading him for a player. They'd be trading him for a draft pick, which doesn't help you at all in 2018.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the rumor mill is going to churn. There's going to be plenty of people who are not high on Blake, and I understand the people that are not high on Blake. I'm not saying I'm one of these Blake stands waving the flag that Blake's the second coming or that Blake has found something. But Teddy Bridgewater ain't all that great either.
No.
And, it's a question of what helps you more. Teddy Bridgewater coming in and creating a QB controversy, even if it's just in the fan base, or Dante Fowler being able to rotate on your defensive line and contribute there. I think I'd rather have Fowler.
Yeah.
Clearly Blake is the starter here. If you traded for Teddy Bridgewater, Blake is still the starter. All you've done is upgrade your backup quarterback position. And he'd be an upgraded backup over Cody Kessler, but really all it would do is create problems.
Yeah.
It would create a controversy. And I don't think the Jags are interested in that.
No.
Lots of media said, the Jags going into that draft had no interest in Teddy Bridgewater. And they remain to have no interest in Teddy Bridgewater. So, whether you're one of these people who believes in Teddy Bridgewater as an NFL quarterback or not, it seems like the brass down at TIAA Bank Field don't believe in him as an NFL
and
quarterback.
Don't start citing here what he's done in the preseason up to this point, because nobody cares.
I don't care.
He's going against third and fourth
He's
string
a game
guys.
manager who's coming back from one exploded knee.
Almost lost his leg.
That's a hard pass from me, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. Because that guy's one hit away from being done for the year and probably for his career.
Yeah.
You want that? You want that? I mean, at least, Blake is a guy who has answered the bell time and time again. He's played hurt. He's answered the bell. And you would suspect that he will continue to answer the bell.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom. But, yeah, what do you say? Hit us in the comments. What's fair compensation for Dante Fowler, and would you want to trade Dante Fowler? Would you want him off of the Jaguars? Like we said, he's a guy who contributes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a knucklehead. Yes, he can be a problem, but he also contributes, and you've seen in this league, they put up with a lot when you've got production on the field. And 8 sacks and 2 in a title game, that's production.
There would have to be a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah.
To where I would think it would make any kind of sense. But I just don't think that's the case.
And look, we don't know everything, and we never will know everything. And I'm sure there's a lot more that we don't know about going on behind the scenes. And I'm not shocked at all. I mean, look, you've got a team with, right now, 90 personalities in a clubhouse. Yeah, that'll be whittled down to 53 in due time. But 2 of those personalities are Fowler and Ngakoue. And, maybe they don't mix, and maybe they don't get along. And, sure.
First round pick.
Yeah,
we're not going to get that.
You're not getting a first round pick. You're also not getting your first round pick. You're not getting a second round pick. You're not getting a third round pick. You're not getting a fourth round pick. He's a guy in the last year of a contract who just got off a week-long suspension. You're not getting much in return for Dante Fowler.
That's what you have to understand here is based off of what other teams need and what the Jaguars need and kind of where Fowler's contract is at. You're not going to get the return that you think you're going to get moving him.
I mean, look, Marcel Darius was acquired
for a 6th
round pick.
Yeah.
This is a similar situation. This is a high draft pick, a guy who has produced but who has run afoul of his organization, and they may feel like it's addition by subtraction. Think about it that way. They'll get a sack of crystals before our first round pick. Correct, Tony. And really, I mean, now we've got to talk about how many crystals are in that sack.
Sure.
When we're talking about the value. But no, I mean, that's
hopefully, are they cheese crystals?
Right. I mean, look back at the Darius trade last year because it's a very similar situation. It's a guy who Buffalo fans had grown very tired of, but still obviously had a lot of talent and could produce in this league. And they got Bills, a 6th round pick.
But I think, I mean, even then, though, the Bills really struggled, though, in the run game after getting rid of Marcel.
And look at what a boost Marcel Darius was for the Jaguars.
Right.
And that's, and that's the type of question you have to ask yourself if you're one of these people that's so in favor of ridding yourself of Dante Fowler is, are you willing to cut that level of production from your defense? Yes, it's a stupendous defense. And part of what makes it great is the fact that the pass rush can come in waves.
Yeah.
Guys can come on top of guys. There's no let up. And Dante Fowler is part of that. So if you're willing to part with that and sacrifice a critical part of your pass rush in your defense, then maybe you look to make a deal. If you think chemistry-wise, you'll be better off in the long run. But I think ultimately, Dante Fowler knows he's in a walk year. He's looking to get paid. He's going to do everything within his power. Now, I mean, he's a bit of a knucklehead, and maybe he can't help himself in certain situations. But he's going to do everything he can to fly right because he's out there trying to impress his next employer, his next team, for his next contract. And that's going to come with on-field production. If he goes out there and tacks up 10, 12 sacks and has another strong playoff performance, he's going to go somewhere and get himself 14, 15 million a year.
Yeah.
And that's what he's shooting for. He's shooting for that next team to believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is flying right with this team and fitting in, falling in line and doing the job. Because right now he's viewed as a very capable player with a ton of potential, but also who brings a lot of headaches with him. And if he can show that maybe he can put the headaches behind him, it could be a huge steal for a team in free agency. He won't be coming back here. No. He's not coming back here. There's too many dudes, and it's simple math.
He's going to want too much money.
He's going to want money, and they've got too many other dudes who need money. And you're going to have to pay Yannick Ngakoue. You're going to have to pay Jalen. You're going to have to pay Miles Jack. You're still paying Calais. You're still paying Malik. You're still paying AJ. I mean,
I will say that
things are going to have to happen.
I think one of Calais or Malik will be gone.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's going to be, obviously, Harrison was drafted to replace Barry Church to free up some money. You feel like Taven Bryan was probably drafted to take the place of one of those guys you mentioned. That's how you stay relevant in the NFL.
Yeah.
You have to replace big money guys with draft picks to stay affordable. You have to identify that core group of guys that you're willing to pay.
Yes, really,
and everything else you got to build around.
It's Yannick, it's Ramsey, and it's Jack. Those are the three guys.
Those
no matter
guys
what, those are who you're paying.
Have to pay, and then everybody else you got to just work around it.
Yeah.
And you can't pay everybody top dollar because there's just not enough money to go around.
Right.
I remember. I don't know if you watched this because it might predates you a little bit, Drew, and so maybe it wasn't as interesting for you to view, but ESPN did a 30 for 30, gosh, this was probably a year ago or more, but about the 85 Bears. And the 85 Bears was, to many people, the best defense in the history of the league. It's debatable. There's many options you could compare them to, but they're in that group. They're one of the best defenses in the history of the league. And what ultimately closed their window of contention was attrition on the defense.
Right.
Eventually, guys left to get paid
Yeah.
because they had all these dudes they drafted, and you can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
And that's the situation you're going to find yourself in here in Jacksonville. They didn't draft high enough quality replacements for those guys, and the defense started to slip, and the
Right.
offense wasn't great, and they started losing games. And that's what the Jaguars are going to have to deal with here in the next couple 3 years is when guys start to age out or end their rookie deals and need to get paid. You can't pay everybody, and the idea is, and this is the charge for Dave Caldwell, is he's going to have to find and draft players that can replace those guys at an equal or at least relatively equal level where your defense doesn't take a big slide off the cliff.
Yep.
Nobody's done it better. Nobody in the modern league has done it better than Baltimore. That team has cycled in and out defensive players left and right and remained competitive and relevant on the defense side of the ball now for 2 decades. I mean, you sort of lose track of time, but that Ravens team that everybody says was the best defense in the league was 2000. It's 18 years ago, and the team looks completely different now. But they keep going. That's what they're trying to do here.
Yeah.
That's what the Jaguars are trying to do. They're trying to create that same type of culture where you have your core group of guys, and then you build around it.
Sure.
They want Jalen Ramsey to be their Ed Reed.
Yeah.
They want Miles Jack to be their Ray Lewis minus murdering anyone. That's what they want. And
Don't
they
kill
want,
anybody.
And they want Yannick to be Terrell Suggs. Those are those key guys, and then you got to work around it. And I think that's where they're at, and they're going to have some decisions to make. But one of those decisions I don't believe is trading Miles Jack. Trading Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
I don't think they're interested in trading Dante Fowler. I don't think they're interested in moving Dante Fowler.
I wouldn't be. There's nothing you're going to get that's going to help you this year in getting rid of Fowler.
No, the most valuable asset in that deal is you retaining Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
That's the best deal, is not moving him. And hope that he's motivated and can keep himself on the field and give you a productive season. And then you wish him the best of luck wherever he goes next. And you hope that if he's developed into some kind of monster pass rusher, that it's somewhere in the NFC where you don't really have to deal with him. But that's a question for the end of the season.
I'm sure he'll sign with the Texans or the Colts or something.
Probably so. Go to Tennessee. That seems to be where all bad Jaguars are going to die.
Yeah.
Is up to Tennessee. Up with his boy Sip Squad.
Sip Squad.
Up there. Go hang out with Sip Squad. Who's
Squad.
hurt for the year. Elsewhere, we had Ben Ryder on the show this morning on the drill. He's a senior writer from SI. He wrote a book called Astro Ball. And he's the guy who wrote back in 2014 that cover story for Sports Illustrated predicting that the Astros would win the World Series in 2017. So he obviously was on the money with that one.
Yeah, correct.
That's also the article that ended up getting the Cardinals in so much trouble for inside dealing when they got so jealous of the Astros and started cheating like the Cardinals do, because they're a dirty, rotten, awful, no good, black prune of a soul baseball team, and I hate them so much. But we had Ben on, and we were just talking about winning the World Series is so very hard. It's if you don't follow baseball and you don't stay with baseball and you don't follow
there's so much luck
the
that goes
postseason,
into
there's
it.
so much things just have to go right. And baseball is such a fickle game where you could be the best team in the game, but if you're not peaking at the right time, then you will lose ultimately in the postseason.
I mean,
to
it's
a team who
everything.
is.
I mean, it's even look at the World Series. Your Cubs Indians down 3-1, come back. Looks like they're in trouble there in Game 7. They get that rain delay, which many of the players would sit there and say, I don't know if we win that game without. It's a rain delay.
It's true. And you're right.
It's a rain delay.
Because things were going so bad.
Right.
Things were going so wrong. And,
Something like that.
Everything had to go right.
That can just stop the momentum, change the fortune of the game.
I mean,
it's wild.
I go back to, I think it was 2001. Maybe it was 2002. The Mariners won 114 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's the record right now for most wins in a baseball season. The Seattle Mariners, and they lost in the division series because they weren't right going into the postseason. They peaked too early, and they came in not really firing on all cylinders, and they lost because they weren't going in the right direction. But it's so hard, and the Astros are trying to. They're one of the best teams in baseball, but the American League is so stacked right now, and the Astros are trying to do something that hasn't happened for a long time, which is to repeat as World Series champions. And the Astros are built the right way, but there's a real chance that the Astros don't make the postseason. It's a real chance. It's not even just like, oh yeah, it's a slim chance. There's a month left in the season, and the Astros are hanging on to like a 2.5 game lead in the wild card. I mean, the AL West is so tight with the Astros and the A's,
really
and the Mariners still hanging.
The A's coming up hot like they have is really
the A's, and this is what we talk about, getting hot at the right time. The A's remind me so much of that 07 Rockies team. That didn't look on paper like they were worth a damn.
Made it all the way to the World
Series. But they
Series.
got red hot, man, and ran all the way to the World Series.
And they lost.
They lost, but because they finally ran into a team that was just better than them, and it didn't matter how hot they were. And in a lot of ways, the Red Sox feel like they're that team this year, that it doesn't matter how hot whoever they're going up against is, they're probably going to beat them. The Red Sox are just very, very, very good this year.
Yeah.
The AL is so good, and the Red Sox are better than that because the Astros are good, the A's are good, the Yankees are good, the Indians.
I mean, the Yankees are going to win close to, if not 100 games, and they're not going to win their division
by like a wide margin.
Yeah.
They're going to get their ass kicked in their division, winning 100 games.
Yeah,
like they will have. The Red Sox will have clinched the AL East, and the Yankees will win 100 games and will have been out of contention for the division with 2 weeks to play.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good the Red Sox are playing. The National League, as both of us as fans of NL teams, we kind of, I'm hoping things go right.
Sure.
But the NL this year sort of feels like the Sisters of the Poor. Like
I've checked out.
You're setting up a sacrificial lamb to the AL teams.
I've checked out. We got our 54th win the other day.
I'd be thrilled for my team to be that sacrificial lamb in the 2018 World Series. I would take it and see what happens. You Darvish, I don't know what happened. You suck. You Darvish.
By the way,
started about 6 games for the Cubs this year.
To go off topic, you just put up the U, made me think of college football. You talked any overrated, underrated coaching poll that came out?
I did not see that.
You didn't see it?
Fill me in.
Oh, okay. So
we'll go on this journey together.
Yeah, there was basically a poll amongst college coaches and their peers where they voted.
Well, like an anonymous poll?
Yeah,
anonymous. Who's underrated, who's overrated?
With quotes and all.
Ooh, how did I not see this?
Most overrated, 20%, Willie Taggart. It was Lane Kiffin was in there, 13.
Yeah, I understand Lane.
James Franklin was in there.
I don't get that. Franklin's a real good coach.
Yeah, and it was the guy from Iowa was in there too.
Look, I understand the I don't agree, but I could understand the thought on Willie just because.
Sure, I get it. I mean,
he was only at Oregon for a year, didn't have a ton of success.
All it is it's the overall record when he's 47 and 50.
Right,
he was at Oregon for a year. They go 7-5, but it's like he was playing with his third string quarterback.
Yeah,
but anyways,
it wasn't a good setup.
The best part about it is there were quotes, like scathing quotes, even about there was one about Nick Saban where this guy goes on to say, he goes, well, if you got the #1 recruiting class in the nation every single year, you would win as much as Saban too. And he was like, it's like saying that a head coach in the NFL who gets 25 first-round picks every year is the best in the game. They're like, he said, if you call cheating and it was cheating and having a roster that's better than every other team that you play at all times being the best, then he's the best. I was like, oh my God. Well, first off, he gets the number one class in the nation now because he's built it up to that. And two, I mean, he's got the easiest recruiting pitch in the nation now. It's every recruiting class since 2009 with Nick Saban's won a national title. So you want to win a national title? I guarantee you'll win a national title if you come here. Two, if you start at Bama and put in the work, I can almost guarantee you're going to get a shot in the NFL too. That's two things that every high school recruit cares about. I want to win a national title, and I want to play in the NFL.
That's it.
Whoop, there you go. Easiest.
I don't like Nick Saban, but you can't be mad at that. I mean, part of being a college coach is recruiting.
Yeah.
And so you can't be mad at the guy that he gets the players. I don't know if they're cheating. Is it cheating, or is it resources, or is it reputation?
It says every single one of James Franklin's coaching peers knows he's full of crap. I was like, what? Where's that guy? He turned Vandy around, who was trash, and then he goes to Penn State when they're under sanctions and makes them relevant.
Right.
They're like, oh, we'll see how he does without Saquon. A lot of it felt like there was some hatred.
That's some bitter beer face, man.
There was one about Jimbo Fisher as well, basically saying how
written by you?
It was by me. It says he prides himself about being like Nick Saban, but if you talk to anybody in his inner circle, he flies by the seat of his pants and everything he does is sloppy. I'm like, well, the guy did win a national title, so he can't be that bad.
Well,
but I mean, it's like
that sounds like a bunch of haters.
Yeah, it was nuts. The underrated stuff wasn't as fun. I enjoyed the overrated ones much more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan Mullen was in the underrated category.
He was underrated.
The Gator fans out there. Dan Mullen, Chris Peterson at Washington. It was I don't remember the other ones, but yeah. So.
Any Butters McChompers, did he make it?
He's an assistant now. Butters McChompers. Whittingham, Utah guy, made it. So yeah.
Wow.
We're going to run out of battery.
My phone's about to die, so we should probably wrap this up. Tomorrow, it's hump day on the drill. We'll have Get Smart John. Don't forget tonight, guys. Tonight, 7 o'clock at Jumpin' Jack's House of Food over on San Jose. Get Smart John is hosting the tryout session for Beat the Brains. Woo. Beat the Brains is a new TV show that's going to be on CW17. Jeff Prosser is going to host it. A panel of 1010XL personalities will be the brains that you have to beat in a sports trivia showdown.
Wow.
Among them, myself, so you have a good chance of winning. Okay. But come out to Jumpin' Jacks tonight, 7 o'clock. Bring a team or bring yourself. Try to show yourself in your sports trivia knowledge, and you might get yourself on TV to a chance to win great prizes against
TV.
A chance to get on TV. Have your beautiful face seen next to mine. That's right. So hopefully Get Smart John will see you out there, and then we'll talk to John tomorrow morning, and Brunch with the Tour as well tomorrow on a Hump Day edition of The Drill. We love you, Googans. Peace out. Don't die, folks.